Good evening, boys and ghouls, and welcome to another GameTober episode right here on Happy Beard Games. This is our first GameTober video for October 2024, GameTober 10, right here in Happy Beard Games. We're going to check out the very beginnings as a quick play of a video game that I've never played before, which is a really cool one that I got last year for a Christmas present. And that is A Nightmare on Elm Street for the Nintendo NES. So today's video is a quick play in two segments. The first part will be just me playing it blind, first time. The second time, I'm going to take a little break, find a good guide for it online, hopefully, and then try to do my best attempt at playing this game after reading the guide. Get your coffees ready, boys and ghouls. It's time to stay up late with Freddy Krueger in A Nightmare on Elm Street on the Nintendo NES. Alright, are you ready, Freddy? It's time for A Nightmare on Elm Street on the NES. Pressing start. Now this is a game that, once again, uses the 4-score adapter, which I have, to allow you to play up to 4 players. It doesn't even let you select the 4 players unless I guess you have the 4-score plugged in. We're going to 1 player. Maybe in the near future we'll be able to play it on multiplayer. Punching a snake. That's how the game begins. Just like the movie, right? As with many of these NES movie games, they have lots of little critters that you gotta fight. Like, we played the Goonies recently, and that was like you're fighting mice and stuff. Do I go in the house? Hold? Hold what? Hold the controller? Now, one thing I noticed right off the bat, this game actually has a pretty good soundtrack. Oh. What? Come back, Snake. The title screen menu is good. I've heard some of the soundtrack here and there on YouTube. Why am I so weak? I mean, I know there's snakes and I'm only punching them, but it's like... seems like the punching's off a little bit from what I'd expect. Oh my gosh, I turned into an angel and went to heaven. At least I was a good little boy. Now, I'm not sure if we're actually playing as any of the characters from any of the movies. It's been a while since I've seen the movies, and I haven't seen all the movies, surprisingly or not. Where do I go in? I feel like I'm supposed to go in these houses, and I love the perspective of the house. It's like kind of tilted back at you. It's not like just straight up and flat. How do I get in? It's not start. Maybe a specific one. Oh my gosh, rats. Just like the Goonies game. Oh, he's not a rat anymore. He's a tough guy. Guess we're in the nightmare realm, or the dream realm, or the dream warriors. Which is why I'm thinking this is kind of based off number 3, which is Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors, which is my favorite of the movies that I've seen so far. I've only actually seen the first 5, I believe. I enjoyed the first one a lot. The third one's pretty much a sequel to the first one. Second one's like its own thing, kind of, but it's also pretty good. I enjoyed it. Some people don't enjoy it, but I really did like the second one. We got some bedsheet ghosts here. Run up the stairs. Pretty easy. As I was reading a guide on this game, I kind of have a little bit of an understanding of what to do, but not entirely. It'll take me a little while, and also the timing of the jumping is going to be tricky too. What's the point of that? Oh my gosh, I died already. I do like the death animation, that's pretty cool. It's like, it's not gory, it's just you turn to an angel and go to heaven for some reason. What are these things? They're scary. How do I get past that? Do I just run and jump over it? I don't have a ranged weapon or something. So the guide I was reading was like telling you that like you could like turn into different like dream warriors, basically. You could be like different like classes. Is there a way to run faster? Here's the music, which means Freddy Krueger is coming after you. 1, 2. And it's actually pretty cool to hear. I'm gonna try dodging and not fighting some of these things. Do I take fall damage? Down. Oh, what? How do I get down there? Oh no, Freddy's coming. That's a weird transition. Okay. We gotta fight Freddy in like this arena? This is hard. This kind of reminded me of like an Atari game where it's like if you don't have the manual or some type of guide, it's like you don't know what to do at all. At least this one you can play a little bit. Like for example, Friday the 13th, I cannot figure that game out at all. This one I kind of get. I think you're supposed to go like defeat each house basically, and you defeat each boss in the house as you go through it. And you also get like dream abilities as well. And this part's just like, I guess, random. When you hear the music, it's coming up. And I know you get a lot of lives and continues, but not an unlimited amount. So it's pretty generous for an NES game. How the heck do I go down there? Assuming these things have restored their health. That's probably the best way to fight, is like punch and then jump over them. How do I get in there? Probably something really obvious, but nothing's doing anything. Like I'm pressing down, it's crouching, okay. Am I not supposed to go in there yet? This is the kind of crazy NES stuff that you kind of got to deal with some of these games, especially like the movie games. Or pretty much anything that's not made by Nintendo themselves. You get very cryptic sometimes. Like, I don't understand what to do. Am I supposed to, I mean, there's an arrow pointing down. Am I supposed to go down there or not? I don't know. There doesn't seem to be a way to get down there unless pressing start? Select? Sometimes select does things. I don't think select does anything in this game. I did look up a control list as well. And those guys just respawn right away. So I am noticing that those bones that I'm picking out, I'm assuming they're bones and not wrenches. There's a counter going down. So maybe if I collect all of them, then I can proceed downward. Because it looks like... Oh, that sucks. It looks like there is, oh my god. It looks like there's a set amount of these things. If I can get them all, maybe I can proceed. And now it did like a power-up sound. I know I'm dying a lot, but we'll give it a better try next time. But for now, we're just trying to figure out what the heck is going on here. What's up with those bedsheet ghosts, too? Now can I proceed? Okay, now you can proceed. Okay. So once you get all the bones, the required amount of bones, then you can go down to the next floor. So in a way, it's a collectathon. You're collecting the bones, set amount in a specific place to proceed with the game. Oh, there's this guy. Why is this guy easier to fight than the spider thing? How do I do this? Just punch it? Luckily, we don't really have a time limit. I guess you can kind of consider the Freddy Krueger counter, or whatever, like when the Freddy Krueger theme comes on and then he appears, you fight him, to be some sort of time limit in the game. This would be really cool with up 4 players. I have the potential. I have all the controllers. I've got the 4 score. So now we're in the same place, but we're in the real world, I guess you could call it. Outside of the dream/nightmare world. Which is something that happens in the movies too. To an extent. I feel like it happens more in the 3rd one, Dream Warriors. But yeah, it does happen in the 1st one. I get those two mixed up. It's been a while since I've seen it. Technically, October hasn't begun yet. Doing this one a little early. But I usually rewatch a lot of these type of movies in October. Okay, so now we're at the end. So now I think this is the boss for this house. It's Freddy Krueger's claw hand. Those balls that are controlling his hand, they kind of look like one of the enemies in Battletoads Double Dragon, which I was playing last night. So sometimes he claws, sometimes he goes a little bit further, sometimes he doesn't go too far at all. I would assume this makes you safe from Freddy Krueger while you're in the middle of another boss fight. Maybe not. Gosh. I got one more life left. Oh, that hurts you too. A lot of this is like figuring out the position to stand next to what you're fighting. Why does he like go like a little bit sometimes? I only hit him once. Oh, what? Wait, what? I'm trying to figure out the HUD. It looked like I had a lot more health than I did, but maybe that's not health points on the red bar? I think it's health points. Maybe it just did a lot more damage than I thought. I thought it'd be like Castlevania where it does like 1 to 3 or something like that damage. Okay, this is going on too long. But to be fair, this is probably the most I've played on an LJN video game without looking up any, like, having a guide handy, you know? I mean, aside from the Super Nintendo LJN games, which are actually all pretty good from what I've played, like Alien 3, this one is an NES one, of course. And those are notoriously, but also wrongfully, considered to be bad. I enjoyed Jaws. I didn't enjoy Back to the Future, though. And I only partially enjoyed Friday the 13th. This is weird. This is hard. I know there's like something where you're supposed to be able to transform into a special warrior for the dream areas. At least I'm assuming it's only in the dream areas of the game. But I don't know how to do it. So why is it like sometimes it looks like the red bar? There's like near the one up, there's all those little dots. I have a full red meter. Is he just one-shotting me every time? And then is the lives. 3 is like your lives, and then you also have a continue. But the red bar is like your health. Like sometimes he like just immediately kills me. Come on. I can see this would be potentially easier on 4-player. Might be a little more chaotic. It's interesting to have like a 4-player like side-scroller on the NES. That's really ambitious. Even Mario didn't do anything like that at the simultaneous time until much later on. This is like way too drawn out. I think I'm supposed to have like some kind of... Ooh, that's a lot of points. Or look like a lot of points. Maybe it was just 2,000. Okay, so we got Freddy Krueger's claw defeated at this house. Was that a zombie? But I don't know. And we'll figure it out before my next playthrough attempt. Once I lose all my lives and stuff. How to transform into a special class for your Dream Warrior. Which is what I'm calling it. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's something along those lines. Elm Street High. I was like, Elm Stick? Like, what does that say? Elm Street High. Which, is that really what it's called in the movie? Their high school? Is it Elm Street High? I feel like that's not what it's called. But it might be. Because Elm Street's like a street. Why would they name their high school after a street? It's usually like maybe after a park or like a president or something like that, but not like after a street. Okay, this is weird. I feel like the timing's off a little bit. Now, to be fair, I'm not using my CRT TV today. I'm just playing directly on my computer, so maybe there is a slight more delay. But it shouldn't be too much of a delay. I didn't have any problems with the last game I did. That was a more familiar game last time. So let's continue. We actually did alright, I would say, for a first attempt. We defeated one of the bosses, but I don't know exactly what I'm doing. There's a cemetery. Can I go? Wait, can you go down? I like those bats with skulls on them. I don't like those rocks, though. So you don't really have to kill all the enemies. Like, they're just... You can jump over them and they'll just run away from you. It's not like you have to fight them to progress the screen, like in Castlevania or something like that. It's where some of them, like, kill you instantly, though. These ones won't. Where am I supposed to be going? Is this the end of the map? The end of the street. So we're on Elm Street, I'm assuming. This is the nightmare. This is where we're on Elm Street. So it's living up to its name. But, I guess I was supposed to go back to the very start and go in one of the first houses. I think there's only like 3 or 4 houses. This game's not... I've heard it's not too long once you know what to do, and it's actually not quite so difficult if you have an idea of what you're doing, like a guide or whatnot. But, right now I'm just... I don't know. I don't know how to get to the special modes. Or the... I guess it seems like you get some kind of class where you can either choose, or it chooses for you randomly, some type of, maybe an item's given to you where you get like you get special abilities. I don't know what they're actually called, but something along those lines. Or like you can be like a special character with different attacks and stuff. Like you can have different weapons and whatnot. But I don't know how to do it. It's really not that straightforward. Like, I understand like you jump and punch and collect the bones as keys and all that, but what I don't understand is how to become like a stronger character. We'll figure that out before the next time, and I'll explain it, what I'm going through after that. But it looks like we got a first game over. We did an alright attempt. We defeated one of the bosses. I love that title screen, title card. It's cool. It's really detailed. And the music's really good too. So I'm gonna like be right back, and then I'll kind of look up a guide, and hopefully the guide will make sense. I might do a video guide, because the guide I was reading was a little hard to understand without actually playing the game first. So then I'll come back and explain a little bit, and then we'll jump right into the game. Alright, it's time to continue with another round of A Nightmare on Elm Street for the Nintendo NES. One interesting thing that I just noticed, looking at this title screen for quite a while, he's not wearing his iconic Freddy Krueger glove. He just has his hand with like knives coming out of his fingernails, which is really interesting and a different design. I'm not sure why that's like that. Maybe it was just some other idea they had. I don't know why they wouldn't draw him with his iconic glove. But anyways, yeah, I looked up a really cool guide by the YouTube channel Video Game 101, and I'll give them a shout out because that was really helpful. I'm still kind of going through the guide, but I watched about half of it, and then I'll be watching the rest of it about halfway through this video. We're going to try to do our best to beat it. If I can't make it that far, then we don't know, but I learned a lot about this game in that video. So I'm going to pause it real quick just so I don't have to worry about it. So what I thought originally was my health bar, there is no health bar. You take a few hits before you die. That little red meter, that's already gone down by 1 red block, so next to your live counter, which is the 5. One of those is for each of the characters if it was a 4-player multiplayer mode. But that's just your like sleep meter, so once that goes down, you're in the dream world, the nightmare world. And then, yes, that's all that is. It just counts down, you go to sleep. When I picked up coffee or the boombox, it'll make you either exit the dream world, wake up, kind of like in the movie, and then also it'll refill your bar, I think, if you're getting tired on the main world. Now, one of the things I couldn't figure out at all before was how to get the special classes. So I'll try to figure that out this time, but I found out you have to find those special class icons, and there's 3 different classes. There's a ninja, there's a necromancer, and there's an acrobat. Kind of reminds me of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm also still getting used to the timing of all these things, like the jumping and attacking and stuff. Because, yeah, you can see I'm not, like, super good at that, but we should have enough lives to be able to beat the game, I think. Now, these houses, the first 4 houses, I believe it's the first 4, they're randomized. So you have to figure out which one to go into, and I was pressing up on all those, I think. So, should be this next one that I'm supposed to go into first. No? Maybe I messed up. I thought I pressed up on all of them. We're gonna restart the game if I can. I'm gonna restart it right now. I know it's randomized from which house you go into. Okay, we got the first one first. That's pretty self-explanatory. And I think it's the same layout in the same order. They're just randomized. I could be wrong about that. but one thing I was talking about before I hit the reset switch was these icons. Okay, that's the class icon. Now I have the ability to turn into one of those in the dream world only, but you can only find those icons out here in the real world. Okay. And once again, you do want to collect the bones to proceed to the boss room at the end of each stage. I missed that. But yeah, so now I've got one of them, which I believe is the acrobat icon. And that'll allow me to throw a javelin, as well as some other abilities. I think it's mainly you can throw a javelin, which should make the boss fight incredibly easy compared to what we were fighting before. There's one up there, of course. And then last time I was in the dream area, so I was alive there, but this time I'm in the real world, and the enemies do more damage in the dream area, so now we should be able to go down in there. It's not the boss fight just yet. We gotta collect bones in one more area, which is just underneath the house, basement area. So now my sleep meter has depleted fully, which depletes over time. So now I'm in this world. I should be able to either press select. Yeah, see, my clothes change. Now I'm the javelin. You have, I believe, unlimited usage of this too. Yeah, I can do backflips. Get all this cool stuff. I figure out how to beat this guy. I'm gonna switch to normal, just so I can punch this thing. I'm not really sure. Okay, there we go. I need to get that bone. I can switch back. I think it's... oh no, wait, no, I don't want that. I don't want the boombox necessarily. So it would wake me from the dream world. I think I want to stay with the dream world. They said one of the keys to this game is to use the dream world to your advantage, because while enemies may be stronger and different on the dream world sequences, they are also... you don't have your class abilities outside of the dream area. Here comes the first boss, which is once again Freddy's glove, or hand on chain. If I stand right here, I should be able to defeat it. As long as it gets close enough for me to hit it. This is so much easier than the way I was doing it before. Remember how hard it was to even reach the guy. And I believe his health is that bar in the center. Like, I was thinking my bar was also health, but it's not. Come on. Come closer, come on. Couple more hits. The game's actually really cool. I'm really appreciating this game so far. I'm really enjoying it too. It's fun, and it's a challenge. But I don't think it's going to be super hard. It might get hard later on. I don't know, I didn't watch the entire, like, how to play guide walkthrough of this video game yet. But, here we go. You know, if I was a little bit better at the game, I'd probably be able to do that a lot faster. Okay, so we did the first house, now we can go back in there. Now, once I've got that class icon, it stays with you for the whole game. So one thing to note if you're playing in multiplayer, they said, is to save it for your friends. That way your friends can transform too. And if you don't, then your friends won't be able to transform into the classes, which will make it harder. Because each person's inventory or classes are separate. But you can once again get all the once you get all the icons, there's 3 different classes in total. You have them forever. You always have them. So now we're on to the second house, which is already further than I ever made it before. So the hard part is the enemies. Bats are tricky. And I heard one of the hard parts of this game is that the enemies are always like respawning and coming after you. Here's the next one, which actually I think that might be Acrobat, but it doesn't matter because we're not a multiplayer, so it's not like I'm going to lose anything from it. If I was on multiplayer, I'd save it for one of my friends. one up there. Another tricky thing they said is these bones can blend in real well with the background at times. There's another one. I don't know if that was the ninja or the necromancer. It didn't really look like a wizard or anything like that, so it looked like the necromancer. I either got hit just there, or I went to Dream World, or both. Depends if the enemy's still there. I think the enemy is still there. You do get a little bit of invincibility time once you're hit, which is really nice. And really, really nice and handy for the game developers to put a little bit of invincibility in when you get smacked. Because that way, yeah, it just makes it easier. So we got through the laser gate. Oh, I got hit. Right at the end. Get out of here. So I got, yeah, I guess I got, Acrobat. I don't think I have the other one, though. I thought I picked up a different one, but maybe they were both Acrobat. Ninja's supposed to be really good, like the most powerful one, because you can do, like, jump kicks. And then the Necromancer, I think he has, like, a special longer range jump that you need to surpass a certain part of the game. For some reason, I thought I could make that jump up there, but... Here, once again, we're just collecting bones. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. Or pick that up, rather. I don't think it'll cause any problems. I can always just wait for the sleep meter to go back down, so it might make it a little bit easier for the time being. I'm not really sure what the point of those are. I guess if you want it to be a little easier, you would want to wake up from the dream world. It doesn't change the layout of the bones or whatnot, but it does change the enemy's strengths, I guess. Then I can't be the acrobat. I had a hard time, like, jump punching, if that makes any sense. And they are right, the enemies spawn really quickly in this game. There is a bone up there, hiding up there too. This is like the exact spot in the video where he was like, these enemies spawn really quick. They don't stop. Okay, so here we go. So now, oh, I can do it. So it's always in the nightmare realm here. If you're in the very corner, I guess, he can't hurt you at all. This is Freddy's head, I'm assuming. It's a little bit like Castlevania 2, is it? Where they're Dracula's body parts, except on that one, you're just collecting the body parts and destroying them. So you can never hit me if I'm over here, I guess. Those things can hurt me though, those like whatever's coming out of his face. I did that, I got the second key, which I'm assuming unlocks something. I think it has something to do with the graveyard. Or cemetery, maybe? I don't even trying to go after that. Just trying to get a thing where I can get through these guys. I think we go back a house, and that should be where we need to go for the third house. We also unlocked an extra life, I noticed that. So it says 6 lives. I believe you start with 5. We're doing alright. I really don't expect myself to be able to beat this on my first day, but give it a good attempt. Can I go in there? Yeah, we can go in there now. This is the third house once again. My sleep meter is at half, or roughly half. A bunch of things falling from the ceiling too. What are those flies? Killed by a fly. I don't like how there's... Okay, there's invincibility, which is nice. There's also knockback, so you want to, like, kill them when you're invincible, or re-attack them when you're invincible, which... This game is so generous with its lives and continues. I mean, I know there's only a set amount, but there's also... They're really generous with it. Oh, I understand the reason for drinking coffee and collecting the boombox to wake you up. It's because you can only get the class icons in the normal world. Is that thing of... I wasn't sure if those shelves were something I could jump on, stand on, or not. I don't think so. I'm gonna say no. Assume that it's a no, just because it's Nintendo. that. Oh, what? That's not a... You can't go through that pillar there. The blood street. The blood street. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the real world. Try to find some of those icons so I can get a new class. Which means I might want to backtrack. There, Necromancer. Now I should be able to find all of them at least 4 times throughout the entire game. Because, you know, there's 4 players, so they should have at least 4 icons throughout the entire game. There's the last bone to unlock this. Oh, there's the other one. That's the ninja, so we got all. Okay, so we're gonna switch to... Oh, wait, we're not in the dream world. Like, for some reason I was thinking we were in the dream world just because we're in the second area. Are those bats pooping? Is that guano? Are we getting shot on by the... Excuse my language, but we're getting shot on by the bad guys in this game now. Oh, I picked up a coffee. I didn't really want to pick up the coffee. And there's this, which, I don't know, is that a class icon or does that just speed me up? Not really sure what that one does. It shows like a running man. I think that would just be acrobat icon. Kind of wanted to go to the dream world, but should be alright. Oh, get out of here. Can I get back up? Could I be any more stuck? Oh! Ran into that guy. Sometimes with this, like, kind of perspective on the game, the way it's 2D, but, like, the backgrounds are kind of isometric, it's a little hard to tell what you can do and what you can't do. There's a thing down there. Should I be going down those steps? Or should I be going here? Or maybe that's the exit. Ooh, I didn't see those knives coming out of the wall there. I didn't notice that. Okay, let's get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here, rat. Rat trap. Maximize. I can't pick it up when I'm invincible, or maybe I was just in the wrong spot. There's one more. Where would it be at? Let's go back. I think this is where I'm supposed to go, is down there, but I can't because I'm missing one of them. So I must have just like glazed over it. Let's go back. Jeez. The enemies really do spawn. That's what's making it tricky. They just like kind of pop out wherever they please. Let's kill the fly. Let's get up here. It's probably... Well, it's gotta be on this level. Probably near the start. Oh, it's right there. That's such a, like... How did I miss it kind of area? Here. If I go fast enough, it seems like the enemies can't respawn as quick as they should. Oh, there's one more zone. Or floor, or board, if you want to call it that. I think my... I guess that's just the music of the area. I was gonna say, I think my sleep meter is depleting. Getting close to ending. That's weird. Here we go. Now I don't know how to fight this guy. I think you're supposed to be the ninja. Now when you press jump as ninja, you are kicking automatically. I didn't look at the guide for this one, so we're gonna go ahead and pause and just double check, see what these guys did. Alright, so what the guide's saying is just make sure that you're the ninja. Make sure you use your jump kicks and try to dodge a little bit too. Which I'm not sure of the pattern. It just kind of seems like he pongs around, like bouncing off the walls like a pong ball. And you just gotta get those jump kicks and it should be easy to do. Easy enough. Can he only hurt you when his claws are out, or is it just in general? For less damage. Like one more hit. Hit him twice there. 3 times. Boom! Got him. Got the key, got the points, house defeated. Now we've got 3 of the keys. I'm gonna once again pause and check out that really cool guide. Alright everybody, let's go into the next part of the game, which is the junkyard. I guess there was like it looked like a high school, but I guess you don't go into the high school. I didn't see anything about it in the guide. So we're going to the junkyard, which should be at the very end of the map, and the next one after that will be the cemetery. And then after that, we'll do the, so there's this, Elm Street High, but I don't know what that is. I don't think you even go into it, or maybe you don't need to go into it. I'm not sure, it wasn't on the guide. So we're going to, ooh, that's tricky. And this is Freddy Krueger's house right there. It's just where you fight him at the end of the game. I believe that's the end of the game. And speaking of which, we haven't had Freddy encounter us this entire gameplay. Maybe because I've been doing good and staying alert on the character timer. Cemetery with the one after this. Should be a junkyard stage coming up. It's kind of where they have this like hub world type thing. But it's pretty cool and creative. So far, I'm really enjoying this game. If I don't beat it in today's video, I might figure out how to beat it on my own time, and then do a video. Oh, dodge that. A video about it later on in the month of October, GameTober, for this year for sure. Doesn't seem like it's going to be too impossible to complete. Maybe if I can do it even faster next time. Got some more. I think that was a cup of coffee. Which I think that keeps Freddy away too. I'm not entirely sure on that. There's another icon. You don't have to pick them up on each level. Once you have it, you're good for the rest of the game time. But just come out of those trucks. My invincibility time to make the best use of it. Get around things real quick. This music's wild. You can see they're really blending in the bones with it, so it's like a real scavenger hunt. Yeah, it's really tricky. Oh no, that's not good. I know where I am now. I have to kill one of these bats. That was a big jump. I wasn't sure if you were supposed to jump at the edge or jump where I jumped, which I guess is where you do. One thing that I like about this, it's kind of reminded me of Castlevania 2. However, on Castlevania 2, when you enter the houses or whatnot, the castles, you have to like walk your way back out, which I don't like that much in that game. But on this one, you don't have to do that. It just brings you out automatically after the boss fight, which is cool. It's almost like they looked at Castlevania 2 and kind of like turned into their own thing and like kind of made it better. It was actually pretty cool. In fact, so far I'm enjoying this a lot more than Castlevania 2, and I'm a huge Castlevania fan. But Castlevania 2's never been one of my favorite ones in that series. Okay, so there's one more I gotta find. Hopefully I didn't pass over it. There it is. Got it. Let's get over these tires. Grab the do I need the Necromancer hat? No, I don't. Why did I waste health doing that? It's not even health, it's just you get hit a few times. Oh, we're at the boss already, okay. Switch to ninja. This guy, I heard you're supposed to stay towards the middle of the screen and just ninja kick him. Come on. Oh, the one counts as like your last life. I wasn't sure if one was like, oh, I've got one, or one more remaining, or if I've got one. So the jump is pretty cool. It's like as long as you're in the air kicking, you're gonna do damage to an enemy. And he spawns these little guys. Wish I knew how many lives I had. I know it says like 5, but there's like a certain amount of continues too. I believe there's 5 continues as well, but it doesn't tell you that on the TV, or on the HUD, I mean, on the TV. Well, I guess that's true too. Gosh, he's speeding up. At least you don't have to switch your class when you're out of the battle. Oh, I see. If you like get him when he's like flying down over you, you can kind of kick him on the way up. Like from you're going up, well, he's going down underneath you. That kind of did it a few times on here. This is a harder fight because you can't like hide in the corner and save your defend yourself. You have to actually be in the action. There we go. Didn't really take too long, though. This is the end of the map, by the way. Kind of figured that out in the first part where I was just kind of playing it for the first time. So now I should head over to the graveyard, which should be the next area. I'm going to look up a little guide. I haven't been looking up, like, the layouts of the levels, which is why I was surprised at how short the last level was. But I have been looking up, like, what to do, especially for the boss fight tactics. That's where the guide's the most helpful at this point, is not so much, like, how do I play, but, like, how do I... some boss strategies. This one, I kind of want to look up a guide. What the... Oh, that was messed up. Those bees come out of the flies. They come out of the cross. I did not expect that. It's like right where you jump, so it's like you're gonna fall the first time no matter what. Heck are those? Oh my god. This is where I think the game's gonna get hard. I might look up a guide, because I don't know what to do. Can I kill these? I think I can kill these fish. Yeah, I kind of timed it. When you hit them, they kind of freeze, and you can kind of time it to where there's a jumping point. You actually fit between them. I gotta figure out, because they mentioned... Oh man, the coffee's right there. They mentioned in the video review, or walkthrough, that you can... There's a part where you have to use the Necromancer. I haven't played around with the Necromancer too much, so I'm gonna figure that out. It's weird the coffee turned to a boombox. I think the boombox gives you full. I don't know if the coffee gives you full. I'm gonna pause and check that guide one more time. Alright guys, so I looked at the walkthrough. It looks like this game's a little bit longer than I expected to be, and I don't think we're gonna be able to beat it today. Oh yeah, we got a game over right there. Wow, what a coincidence. I was gonna say, like, I don't think we have enough health in our lives to continue. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this some more on my own time. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this game, A Nightmare on Elm Street, a lot more than I expected. Way better than Friday the 13th. Way better than any LJN game on the NES that I've played so far, including Jaws, Back to the Future, stuff like that. But yeah, this game's awesome. I highly recommend it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this some more on my own time. I'm going to get a full recording of me beating the game. And we're going to do that for a later video on GameTober this year. So yeah, without any further ado, let's wrap this one up. This was my first playthrough. This is just going to be called like Nightmare on Elm Street first playthrough. Which is me figuring it out, mainly. I think I kind of got the hang of it by the end of it. Just need a little more practice with the timing and exactly where to go and what to do. And it looks like after the cemetery there's a boss once again. Then you go to Freddy Krueger's house. That's not the end. Once you get that, you'll get the final key and you go to the Elm Street High, which is, we saw it on the map. I was wondering what that was, if it was optional or not. That's the final stage. So once you do that, we basically have like a boss and 2 more levels to do, including a boss for each one of those. So yeah, this is really cool. Highly recommend it if you like horror movies, if you like A Nightmare on Elm Street, if you like Freddy Krueger. Recommend you get this one for sure. If you like NES games, it's fun. It seems like it'd be even funner on 4-player. It might be a little more challenging trying to keep everyone on the same screen. But yeah, it's a really fun game. It's got a lot going for it. Good graphics, good sound. Fun, interesting gameplay, kept me captivated throughout, and it's not too hard to understand once you kind of see someone play it a few times. Then it's also got the 4-player multiplayer as an added bonus, and yeah, it's just really cool. Alright everybody, that's it for today's GameTober episode of Happy Bird Games. Once again, we'll be coming back to this game in the near future, so stay around for that. Please be sure to leave this video a like, share with your friends, leave me a comment, and subscribe today for more classic gaming goodness right here on GameTober on Hybrid Games. We're playing horror-themed video games all month long in October. GameTober on Hybrid Games. Alright everybody, thanks for watching once again. Bye.